Well, hello folks, and welcome to A Sportsman's Life. I'm Luke Clayton and my two good buddies,
Jeff Rice
and Larry Weissoon, and we're so proud that you're with us this week. I'll be very honest with you, I have no idea where we're going.
There is no telling, but it's going to be fun.
We're going to have a good time, folks. Stay tuned. We have another great adventure on A Sportsman's Life coming your way. Well, everybody, welcome to A Sportsman's Life, and thanks for joining us here today. We are in mid-January, and we're going to check the creek to see if the sand bass have moved in. We're out here for a midwinter hog hunt, my wife and I, and tonight she's going to be taking her 30-30, and we're going to go down and sit in a blind and hopefully bring a good hog hunt to you here this evening. So stay tuned for that later in the show, but we're going to start things out by just to see if there's any sand bass moving in. Usually late January, early February, the male sand bass start moving in once the creeks start to fill up, and we've had a significant amount of rain, so I'm hopeful. Let's just see what's going on here. We'll check it out and see if the bass are in here. If they are, we'll catch a few, and of course we'll save them for a fish fry. And you can be rest assured that we're going to do a few shows out here for you catching sand bass. We're going to take a little spin casting rod here, and we've got some little road runners, beetle spins, those type things, and that's really what you want to fish with this time of year. So what you want to do is we're going to want to fish these real slow. If there's any sand bass that have moved into here, hopefully we'll catch a few, and then we'll know that they're on their way in here. So future fun to come. So stay tuned, folks. We have a great show for you today. Hog hunt this evening with Miss Demi Rice, my wife, and myself. We're going to have some fun. So here we go. Let's check this out. Let's see if we can get one on here. I'll figure out what I want to put on here first, and then we'll see what we do. Stay tuned. This is what we like to see. So haven't been out here on our property in probably, I don't know, 4 weeks or so. It was just prior to Christmas the last time we were out here, but the water is definitely up, and hopefully the sand bass have moved in, which the males will start to move in here, and then the females will follow, and this can be a lot of fun. Friends, we've been down here for probably 45 minutes now, not a single bite. So I know the fish are going to be moving up into here soon. If they're here, they're just not actively feeding. So I think we're going to wrap it up down here and head back to camp, and we'll come back here in a little bit. We're going to gear up, and my wife and I are going to go sit out and see if we can't shoot a hog tonight. Beautiful conditions, a cold front in here right now, winds out of the north, so we're going to go down, and we're actually going to be sitting by the creek, but on the other side of the property, several hundred yards, 600-800 yards probably from here down the creek. We'll be right on the edge of the creek sitting in a box blind, and hopefully we'll have some hog action here tonight. Stay tuned, friends. We'll be back in a bit, and we'll meet you down at the box blind. Appreciate you joining us here on A Sportsman's Life.
Hi folks, it's your old buddy Luke Clayton, and this ain't your grandpa's pump-up air gun. This is the Texan, made by Air Force Air Guns, and it's the most powerful production air gun in the world. A few years ago I started shooting these when they first came out. I actually had a chance to test. They didn't really need any testing, but to shoot one of the 10 prototypes when it first came out. Now this is the improved model. This tank pressures up to 3,625 psi. This gun will develop, I believe it's 750 foot-pounds of energy shooting a 520 grain bullet. So this is your big daddy of air guns. If you want to get into hunting or shooting air guns, you know, you don't have to shoot a 520 grain bullet. I shoot a Nielsen specialty ammo bullet that's, I think it's 340 grains. But here you go. Check these out online. You can go to airforceairguns.com and check them out. But this is the one I've hunted with a lot. I've probably killed 30 hogs and a bunch of exotics, and I'm going to get after the deer here in Texas this year with it. airforceairguns.com.
Well, welcome folks. We're in the blind. We got in the blind. We didn't even get set up, and there was hogs coming in. We didn't spook them. They'll be back, I promise you. So, you ready to get one? All right, we're gonna get us a hog tonight, folks. I'll give you a view from the blind here, so I'm trying to be real quiet because those hogs, I think, are right back there in some tall grass. So stay tuned. This could be a lot of fun. All right, I'll give you a little view of what we're looking at here. Wow.
I can't believe I got him. He just fell over.
Oh, he dropped.
He didn't even run.
He dropped hard. Folks, we have been in the blind. How long have we been in the blind? Seriously.
5 minutes.
Maybe 5 minutes. We had
Maybe.
some come in. I didn't even have the camera set up. I said they'll be back. Kind of starting getting organized, and sure enough, one just walked right back in, and oh, he looks good.
Oh, he's bigger than the other one.
That's a nice one.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
My
That's
wife's got pork on the ground. Let's he's not moving. All right, we're gonna step out of the blind, and we're gonna walk over, take a peek at him, and see what we got. So, gosh, that didn't take long. It is exactly 3:28 in the afternoon. The feeder didn't even go off to 4. So we put a little corn on the road, figured we'd sit out here and see what happens. And holy cow, we're in Hog Central right now, folks. So, all right, stay tuned on A Sportsman's Life. We'll be back. Yeah, he looks down. Check him there, yeah? Yeah, he's down.
He's out.
Look at that, folks. That is awesome. A winter day here, folks. Just getting out and enjoying a beautiful day. It's a little cool. It's probably low. I think today's high was 51 or something. So we decided to come down and just make an afternoon of it. No, the sand bass weren't biting, so we felt good about a hog hunt. And of course, my lovely wife here, Demi, she's bringing home the bacon. Way to go. Look at that. Nice shot. Man, they have been hitting this hard. We haven't been out here in probably 3-4 weeks, and actually just before the holidays. And so we put this feeder up. We moved this just before the holidays into a different location. So, and they've really hit this hard. So that is cool. Well, all right. Let me go get the buggy, and we'll bring him back to camp. How about that?
Sounds good.
All right, folks. Stay tuned on A Sportsman's Life. We'll be back in a moment. hog down. Well, babe, well done. Nice shot. We've got a hog on the ground, folks. Thanks for joining us here on A Sportsman's Life. We hope you enjoyed our little hunting segment out here at our place in East Texas. Beautiful winter afternoon, a fun day. Again, the white bass or sand bass were not biting, so the hogs were giving us some sort of entertainment. I tell you what, good shot. Way to go. What do you think about that?
It's good.
Short order, huh?
5-minute shot.
I mean, this hog,
It's like the shortest hunt we've ever had.
this probably has been the
crazy.
shortest, one of the shortest hunts we've ever been on, so, but
Yeah.
not short of fun, right, babe?
No.
Okay, folks, stay tuned. More to come on A Sportsman's Life. Folks, welcome to A Sportsman's Life. We are here with legendary John Hale, race car driver, stunt pilot. John does a little bit of everything, but I can tell you one thing that John does very, very well is makes best of Texas barbecue sauce.
You can find us at our website, www.bestoftexasbbqsauce.com. You can order there. We have specials on right now for you buy 5 jars, you get 1 free. You buy 10, you get 2 free, which 12 is the case.
Very good. Well, folks, if you have not tried Best of Texas barbecue sauce, I promise you it is better than the Best of Texas. It's the best there is. Maybe you should change the name Best There Is Barbecue Sauce.
I like it.
So, folks, get you some Best of Texas barbecue sauce. John, thank you so much.
Thank
and
you.
Appreciate your barbecue sauce.
Have the great pleasure this morning to spend some time in Dallas at the DSC office with Mr. Cory Mason, who is the executive director of the Dallas Safari Club, also known as DSC. Now, y'all had been watching our show for a little while, realize that every once in a while I mention DSC and invited y'all to the conventions and things like that, but thought I might have Cory this morning just kind of tell us a little bit about what DSC is, what it stands for, and what DSC does. So, Cory, if you don't mind, tell us a little bit about what DSC really is.
You bet. Thank you, Larry. I appreciate that. So, DSC is a conservation organization funded by hunters. We are headquartered in Dallas, Texas, but our scope of work and influence is global. And by that, we work with partners, we work with wildlife ministries, departments, agencies all over the world to ensure science-based conservation, science-based wildlife conservation, and really ensuring the role of the hunter in that and reiterating that from Capitol Hill in Washington, D.C., to state capitals all across the U.S., to my travels to foreign countries, to Europe, to Africa, working with, again, our partners there, working with professional hunting associations, and just working on, again, hunter-directed, wildlife-focused conservation. And it's a very broad spectrum of our policies that we work on. And we may be working on a conservation project for desert bighorn sheep right here in the state of Texas or in Mexico. And then we may be working on a rhino project in Namibia and everything in between. Our wolf project in Europe, literally everything in between. We have a really strong presence in Washington, D.C. We engage very proactively and routinely in legislation. Unfortunately, nowadays, much of it is legislation that is counterproductive to science-based wildlife conservation.
Unfortunately.
And so we engage in that, particularly right now, items like wildlife trade and attacks on bear hunting and predator hunting at whole. And so our scope of work is broad. We have a very small staff, but we're kind of small but mighty in our scope of work. So we work with lots of partners.
It's an absolutely fantastic organization. Now, if somebody wanted to learn more beyond that, we've got an absolutely fantastic website, and there's a great place to learn. And in years we've had a convention. I want to come back and talk about that a little bit, sure. And here maybe next week, and talk about what we're doing there. But how can people learn more about DSC if they beyond what we just told them right here?
Absolutely. So we would love to direct someone to kind of the 3 outlets of DSC, and the first being DSC proper, and they can find that at biggame.org. And we have a foundation that generates and donates, contributes, I should say, grants significant funds every year to meet wildlife conservation needs proactively, research, habitat work, meets needs all over the world. The foundation can be reached online, obviously, to the website. And then a third tenet of that is the Frontline Foundation, which DSC is very proud to support our industry partners around the world in.
biggame.org. That's BIGGAME.org, right?
Yes, sir.
And the foundation is DSCF.org.
That's correct.
And the Frontline Foundation, how do they get in touch with it?
I believe that's frontlinefoundation.org.
I think it is too, yes, sir. So if you get a chance, you're probably watching this on a computer anyway, just flip off of it and go look to those websites, and I think you're going to be very glad that you did. And once you do, you're going to want to become a member of DSC, and then you may also want to find ways that you can contribute to the Frontline Foundation and also the DSC Foundation. Cory, we've got a virtual DSC convention coming up February 11th through the 14th. Tell me a little bit about it, but also how people really can get involved. And I know there are going to be some absolutely fantastic hunts available, along with a lot of other items. How can they bid on those?
Yeah, so we were disappointed we're not being able to hold our in-person event, but we're excited about the opportunities that are going to come with this online virtual event, with a lot of live auctions and the opportunity to have access to the greatest slate of exhibitors in the world. And folks can find this slate of auction lineups as well as a directory to exhibitors that are typically in presence at the DSC convention at our website, and that's biggame.org. They can go there and click on the convention tab and get access and see how to register and bid for both live auctions and silent auctions that happen starting on the 10th all the way through the 14th with Sunday closings. And they can see the lineup of every single one of these great auction items, again, from tremendous outdoor gear, optics, firearms, art, jewelry, and then clearly the best of sporting destinations in the world, from hunting and fishing and just outdoor adventures all over the world. And so we want to direct people there. We want to tell them that we welcome them to come in, those that are familiar with DSC, as well as those that may be new to us, and to reiterate the fact that these auctions are there to fund our mission of conservation, education, and advocacy. And by supporting that, you're supporting our mission both here and abroad.
And that's biggame.org.
Yes, sir. You got it.
Well, we'd like to invite everybody to join us for the virtual event, and we're taking DSC to the world this year.
That's right. We appreciate the support. Thank you.
Cory, thank you very much. We'll be coming back to visit with you periodically here, probably a little bit more regularly than what you anticipate at this moment. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Larry. Appreciate it.
Well, good morning, my friends. Hope everyone's doing well. Did you ever take a day in the wintertime off by yourself and just go spend the day by yourself? Well, that's what I'm planning on doing today. I've got my trusty little spinning rig here, and I'm going to make about a 50-mile drive from my house down to Cedar Cove Ranch Resort down near Athens, Texas, actually right near Purtis Creek State Park. But the big old brim, there's some brim down there, folks, as long as this handle on this spinning rig. My goal is to go down there and catch some big brim, may catch a crappie or two. There's a lot of crappie down there. I'm going to leave the bass alone. I want to get down there and catch some of those big brim and bring them right back here and have a little fish fry later today. So jump in with me. Let me stow this rod away. I got to get a cooler loaded up. So let's go down to Cedar Cove Ranch and see if we can catch us some brim. What do you say? Folks, here's the boathouse here at Cedar Cove Ranch Resort. I'm gonna get in this bass boat and do a little bass fishing in a little bit. You can see the dam end of this thing, 52 foot deep. And then we'll pan on around here just to give you an idea of the habitat. This wind's pretty rough this morning. Cold front coming in. This is actually the upper end of the lake up here. Of course, here's the main lodge. Beautiful place to stay. Cedar Cove Ranch. You can go online, just Google Cedar Cove Ranch Resort, Eustis, Texas, near Purtis Creek. And here's some really motel type cabins right here, very nice. And back over the hill, back over here is another lodge. Just an absolutely awesome place to come down, spend a little time. Well, old Luke's going to get back to fishing. Well, folks, so far I've caught 4 crappie and still fishing. I tell you, they're mighty good. Of all things, catching them on night crawlers. I'm fishing for these big brim. Haven't caught a brim yet, but I'll take crappie anytime. There's one right there. Let's see if I can get him in without. There's a lot of brush down there. There he is. Let's see. another nice one. Cedar Cove Ranch, folks. Folks, here's one more bite, and right here on top of the water. Here is what I've really been targeting right here. Let me get up here a little closer so you can see these big old bream. Check this out. It takes very few of these to make a good meal. Look at that. Pretty fish, and that's a really good sized bream too. They get about 5 times that big here at Cedar Cove Ranch. Let's catch some more, what do you say?
Folks, thank you so much for joining us here on our Sportsman's Life. I mean, what a great adventure we had today again, and looking forward to another great adventure next week, huh, boys?
You betcha, I'm ready to go.
I'm not. I want to stay right here. Y'all join us next week.
And a special thanks to these fine sponsors: Air Force Air Guns, B&B Charcoal, Dallas Safari Club, Hornady, Pyramid Air, Sightmark, Smokin' Tex, Snap Block Hunting Blinds, Texas Raised Hunting Products, and Striper Express.